Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, it's happened again. The prisons have claimed another victim of posting on social media. A former soldier who served on tours of Afghanistan and Iraq, who fought for this country, has been sent to prison. His name is Daffron Williams, aged 40. And his crimes? He posted on social media, specifically Facebook, material likely to stir up racial hatred between the 19th of July and the 11th of August. Now, it's happening time and time again. There's been a lot of outcry over people being sent to jail for 2 years, which is what Daphne Williams has received. 2 years and lengthy sentences like this for posting on social media. Now, let's go over some of the things that he said and dissect it. Let's try to make sense of what is exactly going on here and what keeps on happening. So, this is the first one. The first comments he said, let's just do something for fuck's sake. Now, is that inciting something to happen? Possibly, because if he's putting a social media post out there where many people will see it saying, let's just do something, you could argue that that is inciting people to do something. And that's understandable. So maybe he should be punished. But really, for social media posts like this? But it goes a bit deeper with his next one, which is quote, Williams said, I am racist as fuck. Only to those who sap the life out of society and disrespect culture. Our future as British is so uncertain it's unreal. Now, you can't argue with most of that statement, but the fact that he opened it with I am racist as fuck is wrong. Because being racist is wrong on so many levels and should be something that is stamped out. There should be no racism. Now, whether he made a mistake posting this comment, whether he didn't think it through, whether he is racist or he's not racist, he still opened that sentence with, I am racist as fuck. Therefore, he's asking for punishment. But again, this is why we're discussing these lengthy sentences, because this kind of punishment for saying something like that, especially if he's, apologized for it, regretted it, which he has. Now, the second one that we have, on the 24th of July, he wrote, come on, guys, it is time to stand up. Everything our ancestors, grandparents, and parents fought for is ruined. Let's do something. Again, everything our ancestors, grandparents, and parents fought for is ruined. I think most could agree on that statement. But it's the first part. Come on, guys. It's the last part. Let's do something. Again, this, you can argue, is inciting people to do something. Doesn't say what, but it's inciting something to be done. So I think that is another one of his mistakes there. Now, I don't know if we've got all the quotes. I don't know if we have all of what has been said or not, but this is currently what's available online. All the information that we have are these quotes that he made. Now, the third one, 4 days later, Williams posted images from a Tommy Robinson rally in London, which he attended on the 27th of July. He wrote, if that level of support continues, we will win our freedom back. That was too big to be called a racist protest. And he's right. With that level of support, we could win our freedom back if that level of support continues to grow. But the last part of that sentence there, he said that was too big to be called a racist protest. Now, I think that is a sentence that most people have said, right? Because the movement, the United Kingdom, etc., is not racist. We have all colours and creeds. We're not racist, and the people there aren't racist. There might be a few in there, but they're not exactly letting themselves know. And if they do, they get kicked out, which is the right thing to do. But he's saying that was too big to be called a racist protest. And it's almost like he's trying to say that he's a part of that as well, that he is not racist. So where he said in that previous statement where we started it off with, I am racist as fuck, that could very well have been a mistake. Now, we can't come to conclusions whether he's racist or not, but it doesn't sound like he is. It just sounds like he's like any one of us that want better for this country, better for Britain, and for this movement to grow. But still, this was included in what he said, in the courts. And I can't see why this text that you're seeing now, this quote, even had to be spoken of because there's nothing really to it. The last part says, I have seen today they are trying to put Tommy Robinson in jail. God bless Tommy Robinson, fucking hero. Yeah, I agree. God bless Tommy. He is a fucking hero. Well, he'll be a hero, but he's fighting for this country to be better. And in most people's views, yeah, he's going to be a hero. And he said that. But why should this even be something that they spoke about in court? Why? Because this has nothing to do with inciting racial hatred. There's nothing to do with inciting violence or anything. There's no incitement in this text whatsoever. But those previous quotes that we went over, I think, are the reasons that he's got in trouble. The next one we have. He was arrested on the 11th of August and apologised when showing the Facebook posts, which he told police he regretted. Representative Williams, John Allchurch, said his client had been diagnosed with PTSD from serving as a soldier in Afghanistan and Iraq. He said the defendant experienced multiple traumatic events while in the army between 2004 and 2011. He witnessed close comrades being brutally killed, as well as the defendant himself having to take action against enemy combatants. Mr. Allchurch said Williams had experienced a recent deterioration in his mental health linked to combat training and traumatic experiences when a serving soldier and exposure to far-right materials on the internet. Far-right materials on the internet. Now, this is where we don't have the full story, because what exactly was that far-right material on the internet? And there's nothing out there to say what that was or what was shown that he had exposure to. But in a lot of these judges' eyes and judicial system, far-right material could very well be pictures of United Kingdom rally, because according to them, we're all far-right. But I don't think this is I don't think it's anything to do with like the case or anything of insight. And I think this is just the part of the story that says that he's a good bloke, right? And he shouldn't be getting put in jail for 2 years. So he added, the defendant is a man who has supported his country in the most difficult trying of circumstances, which has left him suffering with a mental disorder. And he got 2 years in prison. Now, first of all, this guy, he's fought in Afghanistan, he's fought in Iraq, he's fought for this country, he's fought to make Britain a better place. He's fought against the troubles in this world, trying to make things a better place. Also, there's information out there that he's held charity events, and let's face it, he's a good bloke. He's not a criminal. He's not a criminal. It also says that he's apologized. I don't get it. This man, yeah, okay, so we've gone over what he said and whether he should be punished. Sure, there might be some punishment you could argue there for a couple of the things that he said, racist, etc., which might have been a mistake, but he still said it. But still, this punishment is severe, absolutely severe, especially since he's shown remorse and apologized. Judge Lloyd Clark added, I accept you have strong personal mitigation, but given your encouragement to others to act, your references to civil war and to bullets, I am satisfied this offending is so serious that only custody is sufficient. Really, Judge? This is so serious that only custody is sufficient for this 40-year-old man who's fought for this country, fought in Afghanistan, who's seen a lot of turmoil in his life, who's suffered PTSD, who's not a bad bloke, who's not a criminal. This is so serious that only custody is sufficient for those things he said, because he referenced civil war and to bullets, etc. See, the thing is he's said sorry. He's regretted his posts. Now, he might have made a mistake writing those posts. You look at civil wars hundreds of years ago. What were they fought with? Of course, today's day and age, we're in a different timeline, and civil wars, if they arise, potentially do not get, yeah. My mind's just, I'm baffled. I'm honestly baffled. I don't know what to say anymore. Again, that's another person in prison for writing things on Facebook and social media. This is what our our country is. This is what our country and our nation has come to, jailing people the likes of Daphne Williams to serious custodial sentences. 2 years is serious, considering the crimes that he has allegedly committed. And, it's got to stop. It's really got to stop. The fact that our prisons are overflowing and full to the brim and they're having to let out violent criminals early to make space. Really? Make space for violent criminals. Don't make space for people that post a few things on Facebook and social media. Now, I'm not saying that he was right to post these things. A couple of those things that he said is very well should have not posted them because it was wrong. Some of the things he said, he might have said those as a mistake, which he's apologized and shown regret, remorseful. But the fact is, it's still high custodial sentences for posting online. Now, there are people posting online very, very extreme things, which, yes, you could, you know, you could argue to a certain point that, yeah, they should get a custodial sentence for some of these things they post, especially when they are to the most extreme of circumstances. But given a war veteran like this, 2 years, that's all I've got to say. I'm baffled. I can't make sense of it, and hopefully you guys will make sense of it because I don't think anyone can. I think everyone will disagree with this decision, and we know it's wrong. We know these sentences are wrong, and we can only hope that in the future that this stops happening. But how is that going to happen? Tell me how. How is this going to stop? Because this is continuing. People have been up in arms over these people getting sent to prison. The likes of Peter Lynch, who even took his own life. People are up in arms over it, and they're still doing it. They're not listening. They won't listen. They think what they're doing is right, but how the hell can anyone think that this is right? How? I don't get it. I don't understand it. But that's the latest. That's the latest person that's sent to prison for social media posts. Let's just pray that he gets out unharmed because prison's not a nice place for a lot of these people. It's not. Every one of them is at risk. So we just got to pray. Pray they come out, pray they're okay, and pray this stops bloody happening. I'm fed up of it. Really, really fed up of seeing this. But I'm sure I will see you again real soon with another story similar to this one because let's face it, this is just going to keep on happening, unfortunately. See you next time.